Unwelcome but expected, the coronavirus has hit the UK.
Coronavirus, COVID-19, continues and will continue to spread across the world and our country. I must level with you, level with the British public. More families, many more families are going to lose loved ones before their time.
John Lewis has announced that it is permanently closing 8 department stores, putting 1,300 jobs at risk.
Entertainment world's being hit hard by the coronavirus outbreak.
The coronavirus hitting the entertainment industry now. Disney temporarily closing its theme parks in both Shanghai, also in Hong Kong due to the outbreak. And China made the costly choice to close about 70,000 movie theaters as well.
I have always said I can't protect every job and every business. We will help all who want it find new opportunity and develop new skills.
I feel really let down by the government. Firstly, as a student and the way that they've treated students during the pandemic, and secondly, as somebody who's about to graduate and enter the industry. And to be quite honest with you, I don't even know if I have an industry to enter into.
I was told to rethink, reskill, reboot, retrain, throw your dreams away. If that advert's true, then Fatima is probably sat in an office right now, staring at a computer screen 8 hours a day, thinking about trying not to kill herself because she's given up her life's passion.
So this will unfortunately be the final ever Rob Mulholland Has an Opinion, because I have been ordered to retrain by the government and I will be following instructions as always. Fuck off.
Do not forget the entertainment industry. And 2, if you deem it that we cannot perform right now because it is not safe, then please support us. Entertainment is not a job, it's a calling. Let me tell you something about entertainers. They have sweat, blood and tears. They have worked hard work. They have gone for weeks without food. I've spent weeks living on pot noodles because it is a calling. It is a calling. It is not a job. And to turn around to us and tell us that we are no longer viable, you will not be supporting us, and our only option is to go and get another job, that is complete and total bullshit, Chancellor.
We've all seen pivotal moments in movies where the main character's dreams are shot down by an authoritative figure, but our best pals Boris and Rishi have decided to make this a reality in these already grim times. Creative arts seem to be one of the hardest things to break into already. We do it because we love it, not because we need to feed our families, or buy a house, or pay bills for that house, or have a functioning car, or provide fuel for said car, or have clothes to wear, or to stay warm at night, or to have a bed to sleep in. It's basically a hobby, so why not train for an actual job? Not the type of job that has buoyed up the gross added value faster than any of the government's departments over culture, media and sport over the past 10 years. Let's hear from some of the individuals that our friend Boris has deemed non-essential.
My name's Sarah Irvine. What I do primarily is I'm a singing teacher and freelance drama teacher. But I am also the artistic director of an amateur theatre company called the Alternative Medicine Theatre.
My name is Chris and I run a photography/videography business myself. I have a YouTube channel and I focus on couples and families at the minute, looking to get into wedding shoots. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal as somebody that makes a living from the arts and has trained from a very young age to be at the level that I'm at the moment. I think it's very easy for somebody in politics or somebody outside of the arts world to think that it's just an easy way of life and it's all artsy and a bit of fun, yeah. But it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of training, a lot of grafting, yeah. When you don't necessarily get to the places you want to get straight away. I think it was very inconsiderate and very disheartening to see something like that, and for all those people in the UK who have worked so hard to be where they are. it was a real kick in the teeth.
So I know myself, I would not want to listen to that advice because I love what I do, but someone who is, say, part of a bigger team and all those jobs are potentially at risk because productions aren't happening, that's understandable. I kind of see how that advice could be worthy, but for someone like myself who's running a business ourselves and it's a small team of people who can still continue to operate and still continue to do what they're doing, then I don't think that advice is good for them.
Absolutely, because I go in and out of different primary schools and secondary schools, teaching kids how to sing and directing plays, directing performance pieces. So when lockdown happened, a lot of my work just stopped. Some kids continued lessons online. Others, maybe their parents were going on furlough, maybe parents were losing jobs, so not everybody could afford to continue paying for lessons online. So my income was cut almost immediately when lockdown happened. So yeah, it was a really stressful, worrying time.
Yeah, it is kind of disheartening for myself because that's how I make a living, and to be deemed non-essential is kind of like, wow, okay, and I can't get any furlough because obviously I'm a photographer. Yeah, it's quite disappointing. So when there's not a lockdown happening, it's okay, I can still operate, can still work with clients, but when there is a lockdown and all non-essential business are meant to close, that is really hard because I can't bring any income there.
So when lockdown happened, we literally just moved everything online. So I had to adapt and learn how to teach kids via a screen. So I used Zoom, I used Skype, I used WhatsApp, I used FaceTime, and it was trying to really train myself on how to teach children when they weren't sitting in front of you. And then whenever the restrictions kind of eased, and loads of kids and loads of parents were keen for their children to come back to face because it's a better experience for them. So I had to work out how I was going to do that safely. I had to buy in lots of different things, so like a screen to place between us. I had to measure out in the room to make sure we were distanced. I had to buy loads of hand sanitizer. I had to buy a visor for myself. So that was then even extra cost, even though I had been out money in the first place, but you just had to adapt.
It has, because the amount of bookings that I would have been bringing in has decreased because obviously weddings are being pushed back and obviously the numbers at weddings are having to be capped and families don't want to put their, say, mothers at risk or their grandmothers. So if a client wants to meet with me to have a photo shoot, they're less likely to do so.
It has been pretty rubbish. I do kind of feel like the arts have been forgotten about and have been left behind, and you know, all those statistics came out that theatres were generating more income than things like football matches, and yet people were allowed to go back in and watch football matches at a stage. I know they're maybe not allowed now, but there was a stage whenever spectators were allowed back in stadiums, but nobody was allowed back in a theatre.
So I am not aware of the amount of support that I'm potentially entitled to. So I need to do more research on that and sort of educate myself and see what I could be entitled to. But yeah, it's definitely been affected, but it hasn't disheartened me. I still definitely want to chase this dream for my career, even though it has been affected and there's sort of been hurdles put in place for me to overcome.
At the moment, the whole planet is becoming increasingly dependent on the arts. A civilization without art is not a high civilization. It barely deserves the name. Killing the arts like this kills the world's inspiration. With no distractions, we dwell on the sick and dying, eliminating any light at the end of the tunnel. The glass will forever feel like it's half empty. Yes, you can exist without art, but you can never truly live. It creates memories, reminding people that they lived a life to remember. It brings laughter and emotions, guiding people together to make them feel as a collective. to feel a part of something bigger than they actually are. It keeps us in the loop of life, connected, even when we are far.